If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm home. Just so far from here, focused on my own way, with never looking back to those who lived in fear. There was nothing I could do, there was nothing you said that could make me realize how much lucky I was. Just out of reach of the fire, was not aware of the nightmare. But when I stopped to see through sight, begging for help, begging for hope, just need to open my eyes now. Try to change them to sunshine, to be someone among others. I've got to try it. If I bleed tonight, if I accept tonight, I don't have the time to find. If I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I fall asleep when I'm home. When I'm no way to go, no one I can see.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is Monday night. It is 7 p.m., and that means it is time for the Locker Room Breakdown. I am OMD, joined as always by the right hand here at the LRB, Mr. Bubba Duke. It was a surprise addition to the show tonight. Good to have you here, brother. And we've got Mr. Best jumping in right off the bat saying, good evening, guys. But first of all, how we doing today, Bubba?
Good. It was a quiet day today, man. I did absolutely nothing. I was going to go for a rip on the bike, but I literally just was like, got up and no, not feeling it today.
No, I hear you. I didn't even want to get up today, but I knew I had to.
Yeah, it was one of those, like even the wife there, she had to work and she didn't want to get out of bed. She was like, no, I don't want to. But if you don't mind if I take 1 second before we get started, today's a very special day for somebody that I know. My stepson, Reese, turns 13 today.
So happy birthday. Happy birthday, Reese. Congratulations. We hope your day is amazing. I had a very anxious and excited child last night who had a very, very difficult time getting to sleep. I busted him out in the living room trying to watch TV at 2 a.m.
Yep. That's awesome.
But it was something that I anticipated because, and I do want to give a huge congratulations to his mother and stepfather on the birth of their child, who arrived at 11:48 p.m. last night, making my son a big brother.
That's going to be quite the feeling for him.
Yeah, I know he's admitted to being scared, terrified even, and I don't blame him.
Well, no, because, I mean, that's a big responsibility, number one. A whole lot of unknown. So for a young gentleman, as your son is, it's a little overwhelming.
Absolutely.
I'm sure he'll be the greatest big brother ever.
I think so. And yes, I know I'm saying that with the bias of being a father. I know you'd say the same thing if your little one became a big sister.
Yeah, I mean, she kind of is to a degree because the youngest stepson is 4.
Right.
But she treats him like that's her little brother.
Yep.
So,
yep,
it's great. Let's get things rolling because we have an action-packed show from what
we do, and then we are going to the Raw Patrol at 8 p.m.
Yep.
We do know that Raw has actually already started, but we're going to come at you with the normal time.
Yeah.
And last week we opened the show with the reunion of the Usos and getting a tag team match made for WrestlePalooza with Jimmy and Jay versus Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker.
Which we seen coming way long time ago. That this was going to they were going to eventually butt heads. But we weren't sure if it was going to be the Usos or Jay with somebody else. Personally, happy that it is the Usos together.
Yes, at least for this match, because as we go through the preview, there is going to be other stuff that happens that's going to really, I don't know if it's going to be a massive indication for this coming Saturday or what's going to happen.
Okay.
But we then had AJ Styles defeating El Grande Americano with the Styles Clash.
Nice.
Now, in this match, we did see Dragon Lee come down and neutralize some interference. I don't remember if it was Dirty Dom that interfered or who it was.
I was working, so I didn't get to watch Raw. I caught clips here and there throughout.
Right.
And I couldn't tell you exactly who was doing what, but yeah, he came out and kind of neutralized that whole aspect of the match.
Yeah. Now, this was a fantastic match. I mean, El Grande Americano, really the character is starting to come into his own, starting to flourish. Yeah. I know even last week I said it was starting to really fall flat for me.
Really?
It was yes. Yes, it was another El Grande Americano. That's right. Bulkster, good to see you. And again, I want to say thank you for all of the work you do here behind the scenes for us at the LRB. Always appreciated, Bulkster. That's right. It was another Americano. We just don't know which one since they are all under different masks.
Yeah, that's the I don't want to call him the original because it's the second person playing that mask. I find he's putting some prestige to this El Grande Americano.
Yes.
Not only is he wearing the red, white, and blue, but we've also seen him in the traditional Mexican colors.
Yes.
When he's in AAA.
Yes.
And I think that's a really cool way to do it.
Mr. Best coming in saying he loves how Dom pushed past the Judgment Day on Friday night to hug Americano. And again, that is something we are going to cover a little bit later on when we get to the preview section of the show. Up next, what was my matchup of the week last week? And I think this one woman is going to compete in my match of the week for tonight.
Ooh.
And that is, we had Lyra Valkyria versus Raquel Rodriguez, with Raquel winning by the Tejana Bomb.
Yeah.
But this match we talk about how these larger women, and I'm talking in terms of height, are working with these smaller statured competitors. And I mean, if you have a chance, Bubba, go back and watch this match.
I've seen this match, actually. I did watch this one. Huge props to Raquel Rodriguez for not just turning this into a squash match, because she could have just totally annihilated the smaller competitor. She could have. But the smaller competitor has the heart that's the size of Raquel Rodriguez. So she wrestles like a big woman.
Yes.
And I don't think Raquel was expecting that kind of competitiveness out of Lyra. To be honest, I think that's. But I mean, she didn't expect it, but at the same time, she's smart enough to learn to adapt, and that's what got her the win.
Absolutely. There were some moves where you could see that size discrepancy come into play in the match.
Of course.
Making it look a little bit awkward and clunky, but you know what? They kept going and they rocked it. For me, this match tore the house down last week.
Nice. It was definitely, I'm not going to argue it. It was a good match. I liked it.
Yes. Next up, this was a match with a lot of intrigue, especially as it comes to Dirty Dom and the Intercontinental Championship.
Okay.
We had Rusev face Penta.
Yes.
And again, what a match for these two really contrasting styles. And we've never really seen Rusev go with a luchador.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen him wrestle an actual legit luchador ever.
Rusev did pull off the win with the Machka kick and then into the Accolade.
Of course.
Or no, it was just off the Machka kick as Penta went for a springboard of some kind. That's right. But again, just a fantastic match. Really showing the diversity of Rusev's abilities in the ring.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to selling.
See, this was my match of the night because of that fact. Rusev being such a giant, brutal man, just all go, no stop, just straightforward kind of guy. Where Penta is, yeah, your typical luchador. Get him high flying, let him do those high risk moves. But the two guys coming to the ring together like that really opens your eyes as far as how drastic some of the styles really are different, but can be the same.
Right. Mr. Best coming in saying Rusev was once in a feud with Kalisto. Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Me neither, because I forgot all about Kalisto.
Yeah, that was kind of one of those we don't talk about that person.
Yeah, he was just sort of, for me, he was a generic luchador and was there for the sake of being there. Perhaps my biggest lull of the night was the next women's match.
Uh-oh.
Asuka and Nikki Bella.
Yeah. Go ahead, give your opinion on this one.
Again, Nikki was given every opportunity to truly shine in this match. Under Asuka, it was not as bad as when we saw Nikki versus Becky at Clash in Paris. But Nikki, you're a Hall of Famer. I know you're doing this so your kids can see you do what you do. But it is time to just do the Legends deal.
Yeah, you wanted your kids to see what you do? There's a vault with a ton of footage. Go watch that. Because my opinion right now is she's tarnishing her legacy as a diva. She's completely screwing it up for future generations because we're just going to look back and go, yeah, but she came back and did this garbage. That negates everything before that you did, in my opinion.
Right. And I mean, I know we're not the biggest Nikki Bella fans or the biggest fans of the Bellas in here.
No.
Do I want to see Brie come back? Not necessarily. But she could actually wrestle.
I will give her credit when it comes to the wrestling. Yeah, she's way better. But I think she's just looking at this and kind of going, I don't want to be involved in that at all. I think I'll see.
No, Breeze actually stated she wants to come back.
Oh no, don't do that. Don't.
You know what? I'll even say this. Let her come back, give them a tag team title match, and let them ride off.
Without the titles?
Without the titles.
Thank God. There's some things that should never happen. Like Goldberg doing what he did for how many years, using the Who's Next and making stupid matches and coming back for a title run, lose the title, and then leave. Like, there's just no. You should have just left what you had and ride off into the sunset.
You know what? And I get where you're coming from with that. At the same time, like, and I'm going to compare that type of a situation to Roman Reigns' 4-year title run. Because for me, I don't need the world champion on the show every week. So I don't need Seth Rollins on the show every week. I don't need Cody on SmackDown every week. Okay. I like it going back to the 80s and 90s when you'd get the little video screen with an interview in the bottom corner.
Yeah.
I liked it when the champion was an attraction on the show.
Yeah, and that's what made that run with Roman so amazing.
Exactly.
But it's just at the same time, you've been out of the business for so long, and you only come back every couple of years to go, I'm going to wrestle you.
But you know what? And there's a lot of us that in the IWC that we criticize Brock Lesnar for it. The guy was far beyond his time. I know I was guilty of it, but then I looked at it and I was like, wait a minute. No, I dig this because now he's making not only himself, but the title an attraction.
Yep.
And I love that.
Yep. Some guys can do it, some guys can't.
Yeah, absolutely. Huge appearance up next. We had the return to Raw of AJ Lee. Mama Bear, we appreciate your opinion. There's no wrong opinion here at the LRB.
This is what we're about.
Yeah, exactly. So Mama Bear coming in saying she disagrees and thinks Nikki is a wonderful wrestler and prefers her over Brie. That's wonderful.
I'm glad that you have that opinion. I'm glad you could share that opinion with us.
Yes.
What was next, my friend?
So we had the return to Raw of AJ Lee. And she came out. The roof, yes. The roof just went off the place. And she came out wearing Becky's Intercontinental Championship. In which, there were so many moments about this promo. So heartfelt where she talked about her mental health journey.
Yes.
Her mental health struggles.
Yes.
We had the crowd, first time ever in any event that I have ever heard a chant for therapy.
Yeah, they were chanting. What was it exactly? Something
Therapy. Therapy.
Yeah. I was like,
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, something you would never have heard back in the day.
Yes.
Again, nobody would talk about it.
This did result in a confrontation with Becky Lynch, who stayed in the aisleway and didn't bother trying to get into the ring.
Yeah.
And AJ laid the title out in the ring and told Becky to come and get
it. That was awesome.
At which point we then had Seth Rollins come out. And he got in the ring. And it was at this point that AJ then said, you can have the title or you can give us a tag team match.
Yeah, mixed tag match. Yeah.
Yes.
This is a legendary fucking moment. Sorry.
They were not going for it. But as Seth got in the ring to try and get the belt, AJ stepped in front at every attempt.
Yeah, it was funny.
All for CM Punk with no music to come out behind Becky. And then he got in the ring, tried to pick up Seth, who did escape the GTS, and then said, yes, we accept. If you want this tag team match, we accept. So now we are getting CM Punk and AJ Lee versus Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch at WrestlePalooza this Saturday.
Okay. Nice.
I am too. Best coming in again saying he and I had a good laugh at that chant. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it was so random that like they were chanting a bunch of things.
Yeah.
But the one that was the loudest was therapy. Therapy. They were loud. Like I could hear it clear as day.
Yep.
From the tiny little TV that I had the ability to watch it on when I was at work.
Yep. And we love that because we are mental health advocates for here at the Locker Room Breakdown and right across the Turnbuckle Affiliation program.
Yeah, big time. Here we go, Mama Bear. I don't mean to cut you off here. Mama Bear saying I'm rooting for AJ and Punk. I've had just about enough of Becky and Seth. I mean, that just tells me that they're doing their jobs properly as heels.
Absolutely.
Like, you're just like, I'm done with these people. Beat them up. That's thumbs up.
I think in this situation, I think everybody is cheering AJ and Punk. I'm going to go this route. I think it will be Seth and Becky picking up the win just because of AJ's ring rust for the time being. Because I'm going to say this. I think you're going to get another mixed tag match down the road.
Oh?
Winner take all.
Yeah, buddy.
So Seth and Becky would defend their belt, and regardless of who gets pinned, the other couple gets the belts.
You know where I would love to see that happen? So that nobody can interfere inside a steel cage.
That would be intriguing. That would definitely...
Let's just take a second. I know we got long, but take a second and just think. A winner-take-all intergender tag match inside a steel cage. Now, the only rule with inside this steel cage is the gentlemen cannot touch the women, and the women are not allowed to wrestle the men.
Right.
Now, listen to the wording on that one. The men cannot touch the women, but the women cannot wrestle the men. Doesn't mean you can't get on and ooh, hey, I don't like that. Slap.
The thing is that inside a steel cage, regardless of those types of stipulations, it's going to happen and anything's going to go. Yeah. But I like your thought. What about a ladder match?
Oh. Okay, so now here's my question, because I love where you're going with this. Does it matter who grabs the titles?
No.
Or does the woman have to grab the woman's title, the man has to grab the men's title?
No.
Or whoever gets up the ladder first just rip both
whoever
of them down
gets up
wins.
Whoever gets up the ladder first.
Count me in. Take my money. I'll buy a ticket right now. Oh, gee, I almost dropped my phone.
And Mama Bear coming in and saying she likes that as well. And then we had our main event. And again, a fantastic match with a lot of chaos.
Okay.
And something I have talked about for a while, a potential heel turn coming after the match. We had L.A. Knight, versus Big Bronson Reed.
Yes. Great match. What I seen of it, I don't even know who won. Who won this match? Like, how did it end?
I don't remember. I really
I
don't.
figured you would have went,
remember.
oh, hold on here, let me check.
No.
I thought there were some shenanigans at the end of this one.
I know there were shenanigans after the match. I believe, if I remember correctly, I think Seth came out and interfered, causing a disqualification. Because with Paul Heyman not there to keep Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed on a short leash, so to speak.
So to speak, yes.
It was carnage. We did have interference from Braun Breaker. I do believe it was Seth Rollins that came in.
I can't remember. I'm sure they're going to show a recap at the beginning of Raw like they always do, so pay attention if you're watching with us.
Yes.
We'll let you know when to start your footage.
Absolutely. Absolutely, we will. And then we had seen earlier in the show, Jey Uso was leaving the building because he didn't want anything to do with LA Knight.
Yeah, yes, I remember this. I remember this now.
And Jimmy came out to make the save for LA.
Yeah.
Jimmy started getting beaten down as well. Jay came out to make the save. Finally, they started to get the upper hand.
Yeah.
And there was a situation where LA Knight avoided getting squashed in the corner, allowing Jay to take the brunt of it from Bronson Reed.
Yeah, I remember this.
And after LA had picked up Jimmy and they were there celebrating, Jay comes flying out of the corner with a spear to LA Knight.
Yeah. Devastating spear. It wasn't just a normal spear. Like this there was a lot of anger and just rage behind that spear. Like I've never seen Jay get completely horizontal to the ground and hit somebody. Usually it's kind of an arc. But he comes straight over at him. I was like he got shot out of a cannon.
Yeah, this was almost an Edge or a Goldberg spear.
Yeah, like perfectly.
Where Roman and Braun really put the arc on it, this was almost more of an Edge Goldberg Rhino.
It was a gore, hands down, bro. Like Rhino takes the spear to a whole new level. And he always has done it up at this height of the let's go straight at the person and not arc ourselves into them. And it's so devastating because you're just full force. But yeah, it was a great match. Lots of shenanigans afterwards, which just puts us to that point of where does this cluster of carnage take us next?
Right. Like, are we seeing now Jimmy take the reins? Like, are we seeing now? We heard from Roman a couple of weeks ago where he said Jay deserves this title match going into Clash in Paris.
Yes.
Are we? And then we saw him do that motivation, like stop focusing on everybody else, focus on you. Are we seeing Jay? Because I've long compared Jay's run in this to the Japanese tradition of go overseas for your excursion. Was this move to Raw away from the bloodline like that Japanese excursion to elevate him to the new tribal chief?
I mean, there's been a lot of talk of him being groomed to be the new tribal chief.
Yep.
So, I mean, who's better to get advice from on how to do that than the man that's been doing it?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. But Bubba, it is that time. We are at the halfway point of the show.
We made it.
It's time to go to the preview. But first, we're going to play some ads.
A Turnbuckle affiliation program is looking for more people. If you have passion level for pro wrestling, sports, video games, or something else, then Turnbuckle Studios is the place to be. If you have ever wanted to pursue content creation and want to join our team, then we would love to have you. Check out turnbucklestudios.org or contact us by email today because your future is now, and we want you to tap in.
Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program bring you the week of streams. Monday nights you get the Locker Room Breakdown at 7 p.m. Eastern, followed by the Raw Patrol at 8 p.m. Eastern. Tuesday brings you the flagship show, Turnbuckle Talk, at 8:05 p.m. Eastern. Wednesday we play games with the PlayStation Showcase at 8 p.m. Eastern. Thursday we go TNA when we brace for Impact at 7:55 p.m. Eastern. Friday we secure all details as we answer the call for the SmackDown security detail at 8 p.m. Eastern. The weekend brings you Saturday Night Gaming at 8 p.m. Eastern. On Sundays be sure to catch the Chris Parrish podcast at 12:15 p.m. Eastern, followed by the Boar's Nest at 8 p.m. Eastern. Be part of the shows and join the chat every day.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get your break in content creation, podcasting, help us out behind the scenes, collaborations, turnbucklestudios.org is the place to be. Send us your resume, apply to us, and then we can sit down as a collective to figure out where everything fits in. Meet the team, including Bubba Duke, myself, Chris Best, Chris Parrish, and Carl Carafel. Shop, join, watch our latest weekly episodic shows as you just saw on the calendar. And on that calendar is just the weekly shows. That doesn't include PLE patrols and special events.
Yep.
So, and you saw the ad for our merch shop, carlcarafel.redbubble.com. So you can get to that right off of the website as well. But,
sure,
Bubba, it is on to the preview tonight. And as we found out just a little bit ago, John Cena will open Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious what's next for John Cena, aside from this huge match he's having this Saturday with the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar. That, wow, can't wait to see that. But I just kind of want to know do we know who his final opponent's going to be, what he's thinking on, blah, 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 what's coming up next. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he has to say.
Yeah, there was a question in here. Will it be cocky? Will it be emotional? Will it be defiant? I think it's going to be emotional for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely defiant when it comes to Brock Lesnar. We heard Brock Lesnar on Friday. We saw what Brock Lesnar did to Ron Cena. Yes, we got to add that little bit of levity.
Yeah, that was great. It was great.
So I want to first, before we get into this, Mama Bear coming back in saying this is off topic. She was having a very tough day mental health wise, and watching us has definitely helped. And she thanks us. Mama Bear, this touches us. Yeah. So we thank you. We appreciate you being able to come out and let us know this. This warms our hearts. So we are glad that, even in some small way, we are able to help you.
Yep.
So I'm wondering, do we get Brock Lesnar showing up on Raw tonight, or is this going to be a back and forth between the two shows going into WrestlePalooza this Saturday?
If I was the booker and was to do that, I would have it just go back and forth at this point. You don't need to have Brock Lesnar come in and just annihilate John Cena all the time. He's done it. He's made his point that way. Let's get to the show and end it in the ring.
Okay. I'm going to go to the other names likely to appear tonight, and it's Rhea Ripley, Jey Uso, potential tag team championship storylines continuing to build. Who's next for the Judgment Day?
Right.
In the tag team championships?
Who is next for those guys?
And that, with the Judgment Day too, though, it brings me to a very interesting question, because we are likely to hear from the Intercontinental Champion and the new AAA Mega Champion, one Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
I can't wait.
Does he come out with the Judgment Day? Is El Grande in tow with him?
Wouldn't you lose your mind if Judgment Day doesn't even come out with him and El Grande Americano sees this and sneaks out behind him and starts walking behind him?
I could absolutely see it. I don't think I would lose my mind, because it's sort of something that I'm anticipating, especially as Mr. Best alluded to. Even though Dom celebrated with the Judgment Day winning that title on Friday night,
Yeah.
he went through, pushed through them, and hugged Grande.
Yeah. So are we starting to see the cracks in the Judgment Day now? Where somebody is getting too big for all this?
I think so.
Okay.
I think we are starting to see that crack. I think we're seeing Dom going to split off, and I got to wonder, would it be Dom and Grande versus Finn and JD?
For Dominic to be the first triple title holder?
Right?
I mean, I'm not putting it past Dominic Mysterio. Since his first days in WWE, I was like, oh my God, why do we need this? We don't need this kid in WWE. Now I'm the guy that's like, no, he needs to be in WWE, and he needs to be the Triple Crown champion. And
yes,
he need, huge advocate for Dominic Mysterio now.
And he is one of a few names that is being tossed around as potential for John's last match.
Right? Like, who would have thought Dominic Mysterio, John Cena's last match? Like, who would have?
Right?
No.
I think, and I don't know for sure.
Okay.
We did see a tease last week after the Nikki Asuka match, where in the back Asuka then got in Nikki's face again. Kyrie again didn't know what to do.
For a woman.
But we saw Rhea Ripley come to Nikki's defense.
Yes.
Do we potentially see Rhea team with Nikki tonight against the Kabuki Warriors?
Sure. Don't tag Nikki in, and I'll be happy about that all night.
Okay.
Please. The more mummies on the screen wrestling and kicking butt, the happier I am.
Okay. And I'm going to now give you my prediction for the match of the night. This is two young women that I have had my eye on, and I am excited. We get Lyra Valkyria one-on-one with Roxanne Perez.
I know where you're going with this one, and I'm 100% behind it, because these two can definitely tear the house down done properly.
Yes. Now, these two did have a feud, and I believe it was Roxanne who defeated Lyra for the NXT Women's Championship.
Oh, so so this isn't the first time these two women have stepped in the ring together.
I don't believe so. I could be wrong.
Well,
but it's been very, very limited, and we haven't seen it on the main roster.
Yeah, in the main roster, they have not been in the ring together, but NXT, we're pretty sure they have had in the ring action against each other. Either way, Roxanne Perez, number one, has blown my mind as far as how seamlessly she stepped into her role on the main roster. Period. Blowing my mind. And then Lyra being the first ever women's intercontinental champion and raising the bar on that title, being the first woman to hold it even. She took it from, it's just a title, to no. This has the same prestige put on it that the men's title has, and that's how we're treating it. Boom.
Yes.
Just blows my mind.
Yes.
I am excited for this match.
When we saw the introduction of that Women's Intercontinental Championship and Lyra won it, it wasn't getting the coverage or the presentation as the Women's U.S. Championship on SmackDown. And now I've got to say those two titles have swap positions where the Intercontinental title is featured far more prominently than the U.S. title on SmackDown.
Didn't the U.S. title drop before the Intercontinental title?
Yep.
Yeah, and I think they did it the right way. Was they let this title build and build and build itself, and literally gave it to the women and said, "You want it to mean something? Here, make it mean something." And they have.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm paying more attention to that title than the men's title at this point.
Right. You and me both.
So they've done something right.
Yes, and one other segment that we know about.
Okay.
And this is a massive, massive face-to-face.
Oh?
CM Punk and AJ Lee face-to-face with Seth and Becky.
I don't think this is going to get as wild as people are hoping it's going to get. I think it might be pretty, verbally, yes, they're going to war verbally, but I don't think they're going to war physically. I don't think there's going to be shenanigans like that. I think it'll just be like, we'll be like this, yelling at each other and calling each other names, and Seth Rollins saying, "Well, you're old man, get out of here. You're, yesterday's news. It's about me." That kind of thing, setting up that, like you said, setting up that second match for where we could possibly throw those titles up on the rafters and say, "Hey, you want them, climb and get them." I think we're kind of rolling into that at this point because that match is pretty well set for WrestlePalooza.
Right. Well, we're not going to get the winner take all match at WrestlePalooza. We are
no. I'm saying
we're going to get that mixed tag.
Yeah, but I'm just saying we could be setting up for that.
Right. I think as long as there isn't a table in the ring for this face-to-face, I think you're right. I think it's going to be a lot more verbal. I think in this case, both Seth and Punk want to play those mind games.
Okay.
So instead of trying to get physically at each other, leave it. Now, AJ and Becky, on the other hand.
Yeah. Please tell me you're going where I think.
I'm thinking that AJ is probably going to say something and Becky's going to snap, and that's where we're going to get the physicality.
I think it just popped into my head. You know how it's usually the guy that puts like the good guy puts the bad guy through the table, or vice versa? I think we might get AJ putting Becky through the table. Just to put that exclamation point on the fact that I'm not as rusty in ring as you think I am.
Right. But it isn't a contract signing. It is only a face-to-face, which is why I'm wondering if there is going to be a table in the ring.
There might be, just to keep separation between them, and that's where it's going to backfire.
Yeah.
And that's when I think AJ's putting somebody through a table. I mean, it'd be even funnier if she did it to Seth Rollins, picked his butt up and put him through the table.
Yeah. But see, in this case, just to really say going into Saturday, can AJ take it? You have Becky put her through the table, and then I can't remember. I believe AJ did toss her back her Intercontinental Championship.
She did. She threw it at her. Yeah, she threw it at her pretty hard. Yeah. It was one of those throws like, I'll get this at a later date, and just kind of threw it at her.
Right.
That whole, you can hang on to this until I want it back again kind of deal. It was great.
Right.
It was great.
And last week we were supposed to have a contract signing that we didn't get with Stephanie Vicaire and Io Sky due to a quote-unquote injury and Steph not being on the show. Do we see something involving those two tonight?
I would hope so. I hope we see something, even if it's a backstage segment where these two women come together and complete respect, because we know Io is very respectful. We know Valkyria is
Vicaire.
Yeah, I know. I always say it wrong. They're both very respectable women, so I think it's just going to be a backstage thing where maybe our GM goes, "Okay, ladies, sorry about last week. Things happened," and The one says, yeah, sorry, I twisted my ankle, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But let's sign the paperwork.
Right.
Something simple, respectful, and a quick segment, because it's really all it needs to be.
Yeah. Yeah, it really doesn't need anything more than that. But at the same time, because, like, yes, they're both baby faces.
Yeah.
We've known that Io has been a heel before. Stephanie has that bit of a darker persona.
Yeah, she has that little...
So you have to wonder can you see something where maybe you're going to see one of those start to twist? Like, do we see Io saying, oh, you're ducking me? Because she never actually lost the title.
No, this is true.
To Stephanie saying, I lost my opportunity in Paris because of Naomi's pregnancy, and now I've got nothing. So do we see one of those two sort of maybe make that little bit of a slight hint toward a heel turn?
I wouldn't say heel turn, no, but be a little more aggressive about let's get this on paper so it can't be taken away again. And if it does on your part, then I get the title and I don't have to fight for it. Kind of thing. Like, let's do this now, or I want my title kind of thing.
Yeah.
I just don't see one of them turning heel, because Io is way over as a babyface. And even with that little darkness that Stephanie has, she's still a babyface. She's not.
Yeah.
She's like right on the line kind of thing for some people.
Right.
I don't know. I hope I see both of them on the show tonight in some capacity.
And one other name that I want to throw in there, because we have been seeing some vignettes from her, and that's Bayley.
Crazy Bayley.
Where do we see Bayley fitting in tonight? Is it just another vignette, or do we see her come out in the Lyra Valkyria Roxanne Perez match if Raquel is getting involved?
That would be cool to have her throw off Lyra a little bit. That would be interesting.
Because we know that Lyra has actually been advocating and wondering, where's Bayley, Yeah. Do we see her come out to maybe make the save, setting up a tag match for next week where Lyra is again the victim of a heel turn? Or do we see Lyra potentially next week instead? Snap.
I was just gonna say, what if it's Lyra that's gonna snap, right? Like, what if she just gets tired of Bayley being around and snaps on Bayley?
I could absolutely see it, and I would love to see a heel Lyra Valkyria.
Again, it that could go either way, and I'm down for it, my friend. I am down for it.
Yes.
But what's next?
What's next is that brings us to the end of the review preview. So I think once again we are going to let the people see how they can help us and what we have coming up.
Yep.
A Turnbuckle Affiliation program is looking for more people. If you have passion level for pro wrestling, sports, videos, games, or something else, then Turnbuckle Studios is the place to be. If you have ever wanted to pursue content creation and want to join our team, then we would love to have you. Check out turnbucklestudios.org or contact us by email today, because your future is now, and we want you to tap in.
Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program bring you the week of streams. Monday nights you get the Locker Room Breakdown at 7 p.m. Eastern, followed by the Raw Patrol at 8 p.m. Eastern. Tuesday brings you the flagship show, Turnbuckle Talk, at 8:05 p.m. Eastern. Wednesday we play games with the PlayStation Showcase at 8 p.m. Eastern. Thursday we go TNA when we brace for Impact at 7:55 p.m. Eastern. Friday we secure all details as we answer the call for the SmackDown security detail at 8 p.m. Eastern. The weekend brings you Saturday Night Gaming at 8 p.m. Eastern. On Sundays be sure to catch the Chris Parrish podcast at 12:15 p.m. Eastern, followed by the Boar's Nest at 8 p.m. Eastern. Be part of the shows and join the chat every day.
And Bubba, before we get out of here, why don't you let the people know where they can find you?
Yeah, YouTube is at Bubba Duke Show. Over in Twitch land, you can find me there at Boar's Nest with Bubba Duke.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for me on the socials, you can follow me at my link tree, linktr.ee/OMD show. And if you want to find us again, we're going to be over at the Turnbuckle Studios YouTube doing the Raw Patrol in about 8 minutes time. So ladies and gentlemen, before we get out of here, I want you to remember the world is better with you in it. From all of us here at the Locker Room Breakdown and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program, to those of you out there wherever you are, good night, good luck, we out.